Today we are taking a look at all-in Poison Master build. What happens if you dedicate every talent and every stat to maximizing poison damage? I always wondered about one thing when it comes to rogue poisons. Why does everyone always tell you to run wound poison in PvP? Wouldn't deadly poison be better if your goal is pure damage? The healing reduction from wound poison can be provided by other classes anyway, so why not just maximize your own damage and delete people faster? So I decided to test that idea myself. And the scary thing about it is what happens once your target drops below 35% health. That's the moment when the kill window opens and the enemy can disappear almost instantly. As always, if you watch this video all the way to the end, I'm confident anyone can pick up this build and have a lot of fun with it. And here's my current setup. One thing that's changed from my previous build is that I have replaced some of the standard Conquest gear with crafted items. This lets me trade some versatility for more mastery and critical strike. As you know, Conquest gear is heavily loaded with versatility by default, but personally, I don't think Rogue is a spec that's meant to stand there trading blows with people. Most of the time, you are attacking on your own terms, so I'd rather sacrifice some versatility and build more aggressively. My final stat distribution is 20% critical, 64% mastery, and 17% versatility. Here are the talents I'm using, and you can find the talent code in the comments. As for the hero talents, neither Deathstalker nor Fatebound has much direct interaction with poisons, so both are viable. I chose Fatebound because it requires less micromanagement, and Destiny Defined at least gives you more chances to apply your poisons. For the rogue tree, the choices are pretty straightforward. We take all the poison related talents, such as virulent poisons and master poisoner. Moving over to the assassination tree, starting from the top, we first take improved poisons to increase our poison application chance, followed by fatal concussion for the extra poison damage. Next we pick inspiring strike, which further increases your poison application chance whenever you cast envenom. We also take dashing scoundrel, which increases your poison's critical strike chance and restores energy whenever those poisons crits occur. That's why I recommend investing a reasonable amount into critical strike for this build. It not only increases your poison damage, but also helps your energy economy, making the entire rotation feel much smoother. The key talent in this build is Implacable. When you activate King's Bane, Implacable causes you to strike your target 5 times over 1 second, and each of those strikes applies your lethal poisons. That's where the real synergy comes in. With Dragon Tempered Blades, you can run 2 lethal poison at the same time. Instead of using Wound Poison, which does relatively little damage, we are going all in on Deadly Poison and Amplifying Poison to maximize our poison damage. By the time you combine all the poison damage modifiers from your talents with Zoldyck Recipe, which increases your damage by 30% against targets below 35% health, you end up with an incredibly reliable execute window. Once an enemy drops below that threshold, you are very often looking at a guaranteed kill opportunity. In actual battlegrounds, you will notice that your poisons are constantly chipping away at people. Deadly poison alone usually ends up accounting for around 8% of my total damage, which is more than I expected. Another nice bonus is that every time your poisons crit, you generate energy, so the rotation actually feels much smoother than it looks on paper. As for the burst, it's pretty straightforward. Starting from stealth with Garrote and Rupture, then use Envenom a few times to build pressure. After that, use Deathmark to force your opponent's defensive cooldowns while continuing to wear them down. Then once their health drops below 35% health, that's when you commit with King's Bane to finish the kill. Of course, every battleground is different, so you will have to adapt to the situation, but if there's one thing to remember, is this. Try to save King's Bane until your target is below 35% health. That's when this build is at its strongest, and that's where most of your kills opportunities come from. Now let's take this build into Rated Blitz match. This was a 2800 MMR game, and honestly, it couldn't have started much worse. We lost control of every card right at the beginning, putting us in a terrible position from the start. So this should be an interesting one. Holy moly. We got completely destroyed. In Silvershard Mines, you normally end up splitting the cards. Whether you're winning or losing, each team usually controls at least one or two at different points. But this game was different. We lost every single fight, and to make things worse, we even lost control of the last remaining card. At that moment, I thought the game was already over. I realized we weren't going to win the fight for the top card, so I rotated straight to mid instead. If I had stayed at top, there was a good chance we'd fail to take the card and I'd end up dying with the team, which would have made the situation even worse. At that point, I figured it was better to cut our losses and at least secure some points from the mid card instead. I need to go stealth. We have enough time. Now the situation had completely flipped compared to the start of the game. Since we already controlled the cart, the enemy had to push across that narrow bridge to retake it, which is an incredibly difficult position to attack into. That gave us a huge defensive advantage. Healer. We're definitely doing better than the start. I'm not sure if that's good enough to win this. I need to disarm him. Disarm. We want to finish off this healer. let's go top. Never mind. I couldn't leave the mid card unless I get to know enemy rogue's position. If I were him, I would definitely come to the mid card. Are we winning this? For real? Are we? And this was the endgame of this round. I've noticed the lava cart route was spin to the longer route. The enemy turned it, and it was a huge mistake for them. If they were winning lava cart, they should have not spinned it. As soon as I saw the lava cart's route, I rotated to other two carts and capped it for bonus points. You can see that they have actually won the lava cart fight, but it was for nothing. I'm not sure why they turned lava. Their fault. It's not good for them. They should have not turned lava. Death mark. The mid-card fight was going to be a close one, so I had to take one out fast. I'm gonna try to kill that rogue. Disarm. Kill the rogue. Help me. Don't let me die. If they get this, we lose. Did we get it? We got it? Huh. How are we winning this? Unbelievable. I mean, how? How are we winning this? We win this. Unbelievable. I don't believe this. How do you win this? Amazing.